Hello friends. In the previous class we have discussed about 4:1 multiplexer, that is writing a Verilog HDL program using structural modeling or gate level modeling for 4:1 multiplexer including the stimulus block. So in today's class we are going to discuss 4-bit ripple carry full adder. So in digital electronics you have come across the full adder, that is 1-bit full adder, and using 1-bit full adder you have designed 4-bit ripple carry adder, that is ripple carry adder is nothing but RCA in short, 4-bit RCA, which takes 4 inputs A0, A1, A2, A3 and B0, B1, B2, B3 and one Cin input, and each of the 1-bit full adder going to generate the two outputs, that is sum output and carry output, but the carry output is cascaded to the next block. So the final output is going to be Cout is only considered. So the carry output of the previous block is connected to the next block. So that is the block diagram of the 4-bit ripple carry adder. For that you need to design first 1-bit full adder. So 1-bit full adder means you have to remember the truth table. AI, BI and CI minus 1 are the inputs and Cout and sum are the outputs. So for the different combinations, that is for the 8 different combinations, find out the sum and Cout output, and when you draw the K-map, the equations of sum and Cout will be sum is equal to A XOR B XOR Cin, and carry out equal to, the carry output can be of different form. So one of the form is A and B plus Cin and A XOR B. So this is the Cout expression. So using sum and carry expression, the following digital circuit diagram is drawn. So A XOR B XOR Cin is nothing but it is a sum. Then from AB input AND gate is drawn. Then A XOR B already it is there. From that on output onwards one line is taken and it is ANDed with Cin. Then the two product terms are ORed using OR gate. So observe the circuit diagram. So we have, as per the schematic diagram, we have A, B, Cin and sum and Cout as the ports, input port and output port. Identify the intermediate wires where there is no names. So like that, here there are 3 wires which do not have any names, that is S1, S2 and C1. You can name any, you can give any name. So those are nothing but the wires. So S1, S2 and C1 are identified and given the names. Those are going to be considered as a wires. So this is the figure, or this is the circuit diagram that is required to write the 1-bit full adder. So based on 1-bit full adder, we have to design 4-bit ripple carry full adder. So Verilog description for 1-bit full adder. Module, full add is the name of the module. You can give any name, you can just give FA also. So that is user defined name, it's the identifier. Then list of ports. So as per the schematic diagram, we have 2 outputs and 3 inputs. So sum, Cout, A, B, Cin. So these are the port list, bucket complete and termination line. Then port declaration, you have to declare the listed ports. Output ports are sum and Cout and input ports are A, B, Cin. You can also make use of the ANSI style declaration, in which all these things can be directly listed in the module part itself. So this is the easiest part. First type. Then internal nets, as we have named intermediate wires, so those also need to be declared. So internal nets or internal wires can be declared as wire S1 comma C1 comma C2. Find out the, sorry, it is S1, S2 and C1 it is. So accordingly you name them S1, S2, S1, S2 and C1. Then make a correction in the internal nets, that is wire declaration. It is S1, S2 and C1, not C2. Then instantiate the gates. So in the circuit diagram, as we have seen, there are two XOR gates, two input XOR gates. Then there are two AND gates, and there is one again XOR gate. So there are three XOR gates. Sorry, it is the OR gate. The last one is the OR gate. While drawing the diagram, make a correction of that OR gate. So two XOR gate, two AND gates, one OR gate. So based on that, first XOR is instantiated. Observe the figure. XOR, that is first XOR, whose output is S1 and inputs are A and B. So instantiation part, XOR S1 comma A comma B. Then followed by AND gate. AND gate, it's C1 is the output, A and B are the inputs. So AND C1 comma A comma B. Then second XOR gate. So second XOR gate is sum is the output. Its one input is S1, another input is Cin. Observe the figure. Sum is the output, S1 is the input, and Cin is the input. So XOR sum comma S1 comma Cin. Then next, one more AND gate. The second AND gate, whose output is S2 and its inputs are S1 and another input is Cin. So and C, it should be S2, S1 comma Cin. Make a correction over there. It is S2, C1 and Cin. Then OR gate, the outputs are Cout, S2 and C1. Cout, S2 and C1. So write here accordingly, OR gate, Cout, S2 and C1. Make a correction over here. Instead of C2, you make it S2. So this is the instantiation part. Then end the module. So this is 1-bit full adder Verilog HDL description. So this is how you have to write the program based on the logic circuit diagram. So for writing the Verilog HDL program in a gate level description, gate level modeling, you should know the circuit diagram of that particular logic particular combination circuit or sequential circuit. Now, so actual part, that is 4-bit ripple carry full adder. So our objective is to design 4-bit ripple carry full adder. So this is the diagram for the 4-bit ripple carry full adder. So there are 4 full adders, 4 full adder blocks, FA0, FA1, FA2 and FA3. These are the 4-bit these are the 4 different blocks. So each of them are 1 bit wide. So observe there, each full adder having 2 inputs, A0, B0, A1, B1, A2, B2 and A3, B3. Then one more input, Cin, for the first full adder, and its output is sum 0, and C1 is the intermediate carry here. So as we have a block diagram, so C1 will be the intermediate carry. It is the output for the full adder 0, FA0, but that is the input for the full adder 1 or FA1. So it is the intermediate carry. So it is named as C1 here. So that will be considered as wire here. So similarly for the second block, sum 1 is the output, C2 is the intermediate carry, and for FA2 sum 2 is the output and C3 is the intermediate carry, and finally sum 3 and Cout is your output. So this is the block diagram of a 4-bit triple carry adder. Now we have to write a Verilog description for this block diagram, that is 4-bit full adder. Observe here, there are no gates. It is a user defined block. Full adder is a user defined block. Now how to write the Verilog description for this kind of block diagram or circuit diagram using gate level modeling? So that is important. So previously whatever we have discussed, the examples, full adder 1 bit and 4:1 multiplexer, those descriptions had the predefined primitives, that is AND gate, OR gate, NAND gate or XOR gate, etc. The predefined primitives were there, but in this diagram there are no predefined primitives. So it is a user defined primitive. FA0, FA1, FA2 and FA3 are the user defined primitive. So for this block diagram, how to write the Verilog description, that we will discuss. Now see here, Verilog description for a 4-bit ripple carry full adder. So first, as usual, list the ports. Declare the module full add 4. Full add 4 is the name of the module. So here earlier full adder name was full add only, 1-bit full adder. Now here it is full add 4. So you can use any name, but name should not be repeated, that's all. Then sum, Cout, A, B, Cin are the port list. Now see the port declaration. Here sum is 4 bits. That's why output 3 down to 0 sum. So this is a vector declaration. In the 1-bit full adder, sum was only 1 bit. That's why it was a scalar. Now here it is a vector. Output 3 down to 0 sum. Output, our final output Cout is only 1 bit. That's why Cout. Then A, B also are of 4 bits wide. That's why the A and B must be declared as a vector. So input 3 down to 0 A, B. Then we have Cin input. It is only 1 bit. So input Cin. Then we have intermediate wires. So those can be declared as wire C1, C2, C3. So this is the declaration part. As per the circuit diagram, we have these identifiers or ports or wires and wires. Now instantiation part. Now observe here instantiation part. Instantiation part, we are going to use the previously defined module. Already we have designed a 1-bit full adder module. So whose name is, the module name of the 1-bit full adder is full add, FULLADD. So that module we are going to use in our module. So that is the user defined module. So the name that is given to that module is taken as the user defined primitive here. Okay, here that means we do not have a predefined primitives like gates, AND gate, OR gate, etc. Here we are going to use the user defined primitive. So already we have done the user defined primitive using 1-bit full adder. The name of the module is full add, FULLADD. So the same module we are going to use in our block. But here one more thing you need to remember is the instant names. Instant name for the user defined primitive is compulsory. In the predefined primitives, instance were optional. Either you can use the instance or you skip them. It is left to the designer. But for the user defined primitives, the instance names are compulsory. So remember this. So according to this, full add is the instantiation, that is module name. Full add FA0 is the instance name. Observe the circuit diagram or block diagram. FA0 is the block. For that the inputs are A of 0, B of 0 and Cin, and output is sum of 0 and C1. So full add FA0 is the instance name. This is compulsory. FA0. This is the instance name. For user defined primitives, instance names are compulsory. Sum of 0, comma C1, comma A of 0, B of 0, Cin. So this is the instantiation of a full adder FA0. Then FA1. Observe FA1. For FA1, the inputs are A1, B1, C1 is input, sum of 1 and C2 are the outputs. So full add FA1, sum of 1, C2, A of 1, B of 1 and C1. So this is the instantiation part. Now full add FA2. For FA2, observe here FA2, its inputs are A2, B2, A of 2, B of 2 and C2, sum of 2 and C3. So for FA2, sum of 2, so this must be sum of 2, C3, A of 2, B of 2 and C2. So this is the instantiation part. Now last block FA3. For FA3, the output is Cout and sum of 3 and inputs are A of 3, B of 3 and C3. So sum of 3, Cout, A of 3, B of 3 and C3 and module. So this is how the instantiation of a user defined primitives are done using compulsory part instantiation names, instant names. Finally, the stimulus module. Stimulus module is used to test the module, or it is also called as test bench. So this is going to be a top module in which we do not have any ports. That's why module stimulus, no port list. Then set up the variables or declare the variables. Inputs are declared as reg, outputs are declared as wires. So reg 3 down to 0 A comma B, reg Cin, then wire 3 down to 0 sum, wire Cout. Now instantiate the 4-bit full adder. So 4-bit full add 4 FA. This is the instance name, sum, Cout, A, B, Cin. Then initial, begin. So these are the keywords. Now you can monitor. So previously we have just displayed. Now we are monitoring. We have discussed this monitor task in the module number 2. So $monitor is used to monitor the task. Whenever any one of the input is changed, immediately it is evaluated and displayed. So the time is monitored here. For that one, it is a current simulation time, $time, comma, A is equal to %B, that is in binary value, comma, B, %B, Cin, %B, Cout is equal to %B and sum is equal to %B /n. So all the values A, B, Cin, sum, Cout are in binary. So list them A, B, Cin, Cout, sum. So this is just like a printf statement. And now you have to provide the input combinations, different input combinations. So stimulus inputs, initial, begin, A is equal to 4 tick D0. So as we know that A is a 4-bit value. Any value you can give. So size is 4. It is provided in decimal. So it will convert that value into binary and it will provide to A of 0, A of 1, A of 2, A of 3. Similarly, P is equal to 4 tick D0 and Cin is equal to 1. As Cin is size is 1, so it is 1 bit. 1 bit, the value is in binary 0. So this is the first combination of values. That means all the values you have given as 0 for A, B and C. So after 5 time units, hash 5, it's a time. So after hash 5, the first combination is at 0 time and the second combination is at after 5 time units. The values of A and B are changed, whereas C is same. So A is 3, B is 4. Next time again after 5 time units, A is 2, B is 5. Just observe the last digit, because A and B are of same size, it is 4, and all the values are given in decimal. It will be converted into binary and it is given for A0, A1, A2 and A3, and B0, B1, B2 and B3. So with the different values of A and B are provided here. Second combination is 3 and 4, third combination is 2 and 5, next 9 and 9, next 10 and 15, and the last combination is 10, 5, and scene is changed from 0 to 1. As previous in middle it was not changed, that's why it is not listed. If you want to change, just make a change, one tick B1. So this is how the inputs are provided, input combinations for the different values of A, B and C. Now observe the outputs, output combination after simulation. Because of that monitor function, you are going to get this output. So system time, that is 0 at 0 time unit, A value is 0, B value is 0, C in value is 0. So C out is equal to 0, sum is equal to 0. Now after 5 time units, A value is given 3 and B value is given 4. So it is displayed in binary now. Observe here, because we have given the inputs in binary in monitor function percentage B. So binary value 0011 is nothing but 3, B is equal to 0100 is nothing but 4, C is same 0. So output, carry output is 0, sum output is 0111. 3 plus 4 is 7, 7 is nothing but 0111. So like this for the various combinations after every 5 time units, 5, 10, 15, 20 and 25, these are the time units. After every 5 time units, the values are changed, A and B values are changed. Accordingly, the C out and sum output is generated. Thank you for watching the video.